Greetings. Shout out to all live vibrational beings in the building. So I've been asked, what do I think about the Trump assassination attempt? And to be honest with you, to me, something don't add up. Like, my spiritual discernment just tells me straight off, like, it's something that was staged for me. That's just how I feel. And looking more and more at the footage, the video, the people's reactions, like, it's some people that seated high rise, right? High rise sits. So even if, like, you know what I mean, some of them be acting funny at the back, you know what I mean, there's some of them that don't even worry about ducking, you feel me? You all already high rise. Is this one dude with a gray hat or a camouflage hat? He look suspicious, and like his reaction to the situation is not normal to me, right? It's like it has to be a mixture of bravery and foolishness, you know what I mean? Because the most logical thing to do in a real situation where shots being fired off is you lie down flat. You feel me? Whether you on high rise sits, you lie your ass down flat. But anyways, you know what I mean? But there was report of one person being unalived and 2 more being injured. Let me just say this, right? Just because there was actual life loss and casualties don't mean that it still was not staged. 9/11 was an inside job. Just remember that. And think of how many people that was unalived, right? So these people don't care about who they have to take out. But anyways, I don't want this video to be too controversial or none of that. So yeah, fam, it is what it is. But look at the people behind Trump, right? Look at their reactions. Is this one guy with a gray hat or camouflage hat, and there's this woman in a blue clothing, and another dude, right, on the next side. The next dude, right? That dude is, I don't know if he's deaf or if he was just not hearing the shots. Maybe he wasn't, you know what I mean? Yo, and they said it was a AR-15 type gun. Now, if you don't know what AR-15 shots sound like, go on YouTube. Matter of fact, I dropped a clip. Just look at the video, you'll see how a real AR-15 gun sound like. That shit we hear in the video, right, in the assassination attempt, they sound like popcorn. Pop. They sound like popcorn to me. You feel me? Yo. Anyways, and they said it was a 20-year-old dude that did it, you know what I mean? He looked like he handicapped or something. Like, I don't know, I'm not being judgmental or anything, but that's just how he looks to me. Maybe it is a level of judgment still. What I analyze from it, what I see from it, and I'm just telling you my take on it. Let me know what's your take on it. Yeah, so here's the video. Ashe.
Good morning. We're covering the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania.
If you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Everybody's screaming, drop, and you can see the blood like splatter on his face, and the Secret Service just barricades it.
I heard screams, and I heard another pop, and I seen just chaos and emotion everywhere.
To carry this day in my memory for the rest of my life, like, I'll never forget this. Nobody will ever forget this.
It's hard to unhear those bullets. It's hard to unhear the screams of people who are here, some of their kids.
The FBI stands with the people of Butler County in western Pennsylvania, and our hearts go out to the victims of this heinous act.
There's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this.
Here are the facts as we know them. It's not yet clear whether former President Trump was grazed by a bullet or shards of glass, but he was not otherwise injured. One bystander was killed. 2 others were hit and are listed in critical condition at a hospital in Pittsburgh. Police said the victims were all men, but their names have not been released. The 20-year-old gunman was shot and killed by a member of the Secret Service. The rally had only just started, with the former president addressing a chart on immigration numbers when suddenly pops were heard. Some witnesses said it sounded like firecrackers. Trump's hand moved to his right ear like he'd been bitten by something. The bullet had flown so close to his head that New York Times campaign photographer Doug Mills captured it. The Secret Service agents rushed to the stage, covering Trump like a jacket, pushing him to the ground. As he was being led away from the stage, a defiant Trump raised his fist into the air to cheers of the crowd. This morning, Trump posted on his social media account, "God alone who prevented the unthinkable from happening," and said, "It is more important than ever we stand united and show our true character as Americans." One question that is already being asked is, how did the gunman get so close to the former president? He positioned himself on top of a building about 200 to 300 feet from the stage, and with a clear shot. President Biden returned to the White House last night and spoke with Trump by phone. He condemned the attack, saying there's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane was at Trump's rally in Pennsylvania and heard the gunshots ring out. Scott, good morning.
John, a monumental, staggering failure. What should have been a uniquely safe event. Former president wounded, one of his rally-goers killed, others injured, and all of this with untold damage to the fiber and fabric of our country.
You know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months.
Minutes into a rally for the presumptive Republican presidential nominee, shots rang out. Donald Trump could be seen grabbing the side of his head before being swarmed by Secret Service. Aaron Autenreith was in the front row.
When he turned to the right, I could see the blood from the top of the ear to the bottom.
It's not yet clear whether Trump was hit by a bullet or glass, but blood could be seen across the side of his face as Secret Service agents ushered him off stage. Trump said in a social media post he was injured when a bullet pierced the upper part of his right ear. New York Times photographer Doug Mills captured the moment the bullet flew past Trump's head. He could be seen raising a fist in the air as Secret Service agents escorted him to a nearby motorcade.
He started shooting. Bow, 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 bow. About 4 to 5 shots rang out.
New video from TMZ shows the gunman firing at the former president before being shot and killed by a Secret Service sniper. The FBI has identified the shooter as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks of nearby Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, seen here accepting his high school diploma in 2022. A motive for the shooting is still unknown.
Right now, we're tracking down all leads and doing all interviews and tracking anything that we can regarding suspicious locations, vehicles, locations, interviewing individuals. So it's all related to this event.
Law enforcement sources tell CBS News Crooks fired an AR-style rifle from the top of a shed about 200 to 300 feet away from where Trump was speaking. At least one spectator was killed. 2 others were injured.
Somebody over there was screaming, he's been shot, he's been shot. So I made my way over. I said, I'm an emergency department physician. Let me help you. The guy had spun around and was jammed between the benches. He had a headshot here. There was lots of blood, and he had brain matter.
Witnesses said they spotted the gunman and even pointed him out to security before he started shooting.
I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots rang out.
Law enforcement defended their security preparations at a press conference late Saturday.
In their defense, what I would want to say is it is incredibly difficult to have a venue open to the public and to secure that against any possible threat, against a very determined attacker.
President Biden returned to the White House overnight, and aides for both men said they spoke on the phone.
There's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this.
So it's just basically a M4 style upper, 16.5-inch barrel with M4 cut, A2 flash hider, A2 front sight, handguards, standard mil-spec furniture, standard mil-spec trigger. Pretty much a M4, more or less. So let's go for it. We're going to take a few shots here with iron sights and just see what our little CMMG Mark IV LE can do here. I'm running the small aperture. Iron sights like these generally are going to have two different apertures. A larger one for kind of close range work where you really want that extra light transmission to be able to see targets up close. And then a smaller one for longer range work. We're going to be shooting targets between 100 and 300 yards. These are all shootsteel.com targets Chad is going to spot. And let's go for it. Couple at 100 here just to see where we're at, Chad.
Yeah, go ahead and center.
Mm-hmm.